Love you.
Crazy night of Siege, and we're loving it. We're having a great time back here in the Peanut Gallery, and of course there's a couple of peanuts up in the head, but that's okay. Few screws loose, something along that kind of line. But Raven, I let Dev kind of summarise the last matchup, but can you summarise anything of what we've seen tonight? It's been just mayhem.
I'm sorry for predicting you. That's basically my summary. No, look, it's just, I don't know, like we make it sound like it's such a big surprise, but APAC South has just been exactly like this all year. Like, you know, even stage 1 was pretty much all over the place with predictions. I never really made like a big deal about it back then.
Yeah.
It's just the nature of the league, which is fantastic, right? Is you can come into a match expecting one thing and something completely opposite or different will happen, and it just makes the league incredibly exciting to be a spectator of.
Or does it make it incredibly tilting? I still haven't figured that one out yet. Dev, do you have any thoughts on that one? Is it tilting or is it on point?
Look, I would much rather have a league like this where anyone can take it rather than one that's cut and dried. People always love to say, especially about regions like APAC, which are seen as developing. Yeah. People like to say that they're top heavy. We're not. We are the furthest possible thing you can be from top heavy here in APAC South and in the whole of APAC. And I am absolutely loving it.
I hope we see a completely different top 4 going into the player top 5, whatever we will see into the playoffs.
It's possible.
It is possible. It's absolutely possible. And one thing that's possible, Dev, is that we're still going to see a matchup tonight. It's not possible. It's 100% confirmed. It's Chiefs and Invictus, two teams that I would say haven't really had the greatest start to Stage 2. I think Invictus probably have a better claim to it than Chiefs by all means. But let's just dive into the Chiefs, shall we? Dev, I'll give it back to you here. Break it down for anyone who hasn't really seen a lot of APAC South.
Honestly, these guys are really, really good. They managed top 4 in Stage 1. They went to the APAC playoffs, lost a nail-biter best of 1 against Fnatic, and then a 2-0 against Cyclops, which is arguably the top or second top team in APAC North, and that eliminated them. So I feel like they didn't go as deep as they could have in the playoffs, just unfortunate how the bracket panned out. But they ended up being champions of OCN, which is great. APAC South so far, though, has been really, really poor for them. Their opening game was an embarrassing 7-1 against them by Q Confirm. And then they went and played Elevate on Coastline, lost 7 rounds in a row after a 4-0 lead. So these guys, while they might be okay in OCN at the moment, oh my god, APAC South, someone needs to call an ambulance.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, that's for sure. But Invictus is one of the teams that coming into this year, we just, we really had it written in a surefire way of predicting a champion, Raven. It's been anything but. However, this stage has started to look a little more promising.
It has started to look a bit more promising. They seem like they're starting to find, an essence of some of their old form or new form, if you want to call it that, because they do have Joe new to the roster as of this stage with Ysera. Not going to do it this week, Matic. But look, I think this is a scary matchup for both teams, really, because Invictus really need to string together some matches and just really find consistency in their form. Whereas for Chiefs, as Dev said, they finished top 4 last stage. This stage, they're still on the bottom, 0 points. In fact, if they lose tonight, they'll be the only team with 0 points, and they'll be hard on the bottom behind Order. So it really is scary for them. They really need to pick it up.
Well, they might be able to do so today. I still just am not completely convinced. I don't know of either of these teams what's going to happen. So let's just bring the veto up, try and figure out some kind of idea, Dev, a bit of a roundabout estimate as to what to expect. What is this? Why? Why are we seeing this, Dev? Why?
Yeah, I know. Consulate again. Okay, so let's look at Chiefs. This is not a map that they play. This is one of their most banned maps, and since they've been picked up by Chiefs, so they used to be Elevate, they haven't played this map. If I try and go back a little bit further, let's see, do I have... Nope, I go back even further. The last time they played this was in Oceanic Nationals 2020, back in September. And that is so long ago that it's not relevant. So yeah, Chiefs don't play this map. IG have no info. As for IG, I have to do some scuffed things to my spreadsheet to make it show the Giants results from back in the day. They did play this at SI. They lost it to MIBR. They beat Makers. And then that's really their only recent history on this map whatsoever.
Raven, anything? Anything to add to those god tier stats?
I am surprised about Consulate because it was kind of one of those maps back in the day when Chiefs were playing it a little more frequently, where it was like a false confidence map where they would play it actually kind of often. but often lose it as well. Like I remember so many common matches against Wildcard in particular, they played them on Consulate and it would be always close losses or they would get smacked. So yeah, they haven't played it for a while and they've kind of kept it, I guess, hidden. So that can be, I guess, scary for Invictus Gaming because they won't have any recent VODs to go on, especially because Chiefs have had some roster changes recently as well. So yeah, like I mean, I think it favors the Chiefs in that regard. I've predicted Invictus Gaming, so I guess therefore Chiefs are going to win. I don't know.
That's
Up the mighty Chiefs.
yeah. Okay. You know what? We're just gonna leave it on that. Ravens curse them. It's surely the Chiefs game. We'll find out in a second. Guz and Xenox, enjoy.
Well, I feel like we don't even have to watch it now because of what Raven has just said. It is the Chiefs who have won it. No, I'm just kidding. Look, I'm very excited for this game to close out the night. Obviously, it's going to be difficult, Guz, to top the previous match that we just had, Elevate versus Order, going all 15 rounds. But if there is a matchup that could come close to that, it is probably this.
Yeah, it could well be both of these teams. Again, not in the greatest position in the grand scheme of things at the start of Stage 2, but nonetheless, they have a great window of opportunity to start their bounce back. Consulate is the map. Invictus and the Chiefs. This should be fun.
Yeah, and obviously bounce back from the Chiefs is exactly what they need to do. 0-2. They have the worst round differential in APAC South. The Oceanic champions from OCN Stage 1, of course, they made the playoffs from APAC South. I mean, this has been a bit of a mini fall from grace for them, so it is do or die. If they get another L in that column and they go 0-3, they are right behind the pack with 4 playdays to go. Nomad taken off the board, so is Thatcher from IG. And yeah, Defender operators now, Guz.
Yeah, what will we be seeing off the board? You would expect maybe a mirror taken down.
Valk?
It's quite potent in the last matchup as well as a projectile denial. So Wamai will fulfill that second ban, or that second category that I listed. You would assume that'd be an intel gatherer like the Valk taken off the board, or that mirror to round things off. And yeah, Valk taken down, leaving that mirror up like we saw in the last match.
Can you believe that one, guys? I just did not see that one coming at all. Very common ban of Valkyrie. I think,
Thanks for
you know what they say,
clarifying.
77% of statistics are made up on the spot. Well, I'm going to say 80% of Consulate games will see Valk banned.
Yeah, I mean, I could go
And
to the
probably
effort of pulling
not
up
that
those
far off.
stats, but yeah, you're probably pretty close. Again, just quite potent on Consulate. Those cameras very, very difficult to spot outside if you don't bring the IQ. And in the current meta, most teams don't really want to bring an IQ because it means it hampers your ability to clear other utility. That said, I mean, IQ is not terrible, and some teams do bring her onto the table, but you don't want it to necessarily be a forced pick. Either way, though, that's out the way. Vigil being 6-picked here by God Legion, and in fact, that's a direct counter to the 6-pick from Invictus Gaming in the line.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many
Astute
bombs.
observation, young Guz. Astute observation, as
Young.
Chiefs will be on... Well, you are quite young.
Yeah, true.
I don't even know why you would question that. Chiefs will be
It's
on
like
the
you were my
defense.
dad or something. I was like, what?
Chiefs on the defense. Invictus will be on the attack. Of course, it's been spoken about at length as we just had the Consulate matchup before between Elevate and Order. So defense, of course, has been the talking point on Consulate. It's up to the Chiefs now to bring it to the table here.
Sure is. Now, we have seen quite a bit of basement concert so far tonight. That was between Elevate and Order just before. And for the most part, teams were electing to go for pretty traditional garage takes. And so far internationally, that is the current meta. Open up the garage nice and early, try and commit to plants over towards front white. Now, that was turned on its head a little bit in the last matchup. We saw Order extending quite a bit up above in towards bathroom, but no
That's
such
early.
extension here from the Chiefs. An early EU1D indicates that we might see some aggression here from Invictus. But nothing really happening so far. Joe did take a little bit of damage. But either way, Invictus was set up to get that garage popped open nice and early.
Well, I guess that really early EE1D is to disrupt the Chiefs from being able to get into the positions where they can, of course, get these sort of window peaks. And that's not necessarily spawn peaks, but, you know, find these kills from the windows, or just being able to get into these very aggressive positions. So it allows Invictus to sort of just push up a bit. If the Chiefs aren't already in position, well, then they're not going to be in position. So I see the appeal of it. He's still got 2 more as well. He's back. There is going to be the second one used. Wow, he's only got 1 left with 2 minutes of play left. So clearly a bit of a game plan here from Invictus Gaming with this very early E1Ds.
Worthy up. above in towards meeting. There is a player on the con repel. Worthy commits to the run out, tries to swing wide, doesn't find the kill, immediately shut down. In fact, it was from Speakeasy down below on ground floor. It's a rough start for the Chiefs, who find themselves on the back foot. Now, they desperately need to try and find something back, but unfortunately, that Nitro Cell from Vast does not connect. And any chance to bring this back for the Chiefs is now dwindling significantly. This is going to be tough and made even tougher. In fact, it's impossible. It's over. Digital in the 1v5.
Yeah, and full credit to Invictus Gaming for this attack. It was very quick and relentless, and being able to just push straight on. That's the Gemini, so that's information onto Digital, which guess who? Guz, last one alive, Chiefs. It's Dig again. It just so always happens to me. That's a nice little cheeky wallbang onto Hysterics. He might get a second. No, Speakeasy. We'll make sure no heroics from Digital. Good start, though, from Invictus Gaming, and this is kind of what we're starting to expect from them, Guz. This sort of performance compared to Stage 1, where they just look a little sharper.
Yeah, Stage 1 for Invictus, previously known as Giants, was quite rough. They only managed 8 points, and they finished 6th, equal with Order down the bottom of the standings. They didn't make the playoffs, and that was a disappointing result, considering just how strong this Invictus roster was in 2020. They were right at the tippy top of APAC. When they're in APAC North, it was them v Cloud9 for the majority of that season, but they have started out on the back foot. Heading into Stage 2, there has, of course, been that roster change. Yazira out for Joe. And so far, it seems like they are having some small improvements. Been a decent start for them, going 1-1, with that loss being in OT. So they've got some decent points on the board. Heading into this one, they are in 4th position. They are in the playoffs, and if they are able to snatch a couple more, they could really boost their position in the standings. In fact, if they win this game in regulation, they'll be second.
Yeah, which is it surprising? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, considering their performance against Knights last week for Playday 2, where, yeah, they lost in overtime, but it was 8-6 against Knights, you know, and they looked pretty good. And they beat Wildcard. Apparently, Wildcard are doing pretty good this stage as well. So you kind of look back to some of these previous results, especially in Playday 1, defeating Wildcard, who are currently in 2nd place. And that really puts things into a better perspective and a better light for Invictus Gaming here, especially if they can walk away with a win. And I think you would almost start to sort of see how things have switched compared to Stage 1, where, you know, teams like IG and Wildcard, well, they're the teams we kind of expected to be doing well in Stage 1 originally when everything was put together. Of course, things changed, whereas the Chiefs, really good Stage 1, currently not doing so great in Stage 2.
Oh, Worthy trying to find something up above. That player on the meeting, Repel, does prove to be a little bit dangerous. I believe that was Speakeasy, but both he and Worthy will scathe away with full HP. Invictus looking to try and take control above, it would seem. Keep in mind that this is actually a split defense here from the Chiefs over towards Tellers. And I forgot the name of the second side. My mind is gone. Archives, I believe. Wow. Yeah, my brain's quite foggy, but either way, hopefully the teams in the server aren't foggy, especially Invictus. They need to take the initiative and try and find this first pick, but God Legion finds the first. It is well traded, however, by Speakeasy, leaving it in the 4v4.
Yeah, I was going to say you should have just gone with split, but I commend you for that one. At least trying to salvage that little situation. Minute and a half remaining, 4 versus 4. This is a little bit better from Chiefs, at least. I mean, they haven't obviously lost 4 players by this point. Well, yeah, I mean...
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Oh, geez, it's been a long day with you guys, I'll tell you that much. Minute left, 4 versus 4. Bishokai just gets caught by Jordan. Good shot, there's the trade. That's become a bit of a trend in this particular round. That's the final EE1D from Hysterics. As we tick down the clock here. Now it's 3 versus 3. Chiefs in possession to defend.
Deploying sensor.
30 seconds remaining. Digital with the sensor, able to get some information from archives. says it there on your screen. Worthy with a big double kill for the round. Takes out Speak Easy. And that could very well be the round. It should be the round now. Luna with too much on his plate. 10 seconds left, and yet no real hope in hell. So Chiefs are going to make it 1-1 here on Consulate. Luna will just pad the stats, and that'll be all she wrote.
That concludes the round there for the Chiefs. They managed to claim it in the end, able to stall out Invictus as they go for that map control. They wasted enough time to really, I guess, induce a sense of panic there in the attack, and unfortunately for Invictus, they couldn't quite overcome that. In doing so, the scoreline now 1 apiece, and we'll see the defense rotate above.
Yeah, and good for the Chiefs to at least not allow Invictus Gaming to get off to a fast start. Kind of like what Order did, actually. You know, we had them on Consulate. They won the first 2 rounds very quick, very convincing, and it allowed them to get into a position where, you know, they've got that good start already banked up. 2 quick rounds, 2 quick round wins in a row, and suddenly things look a little easier in terms of the path forward. So the Chiefs not allowing that for Invictus Gaming, especially for them to have then 2 attacking rounds, I mean, that means a lot. They need to be getting these defensive rounds where possible here on Consulate. We have, again, seen off the back of Elevate versus Order where these defensive rounds have been very pivotal. So not allowing Invictus to just run away with a quick, clean start is imperative. And it allows the Chiefs also to just get a bit of confidence themselves.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Worthy looking to find some drones at the beginning of this round. Now all 10 have been kept alive here by Invictus, and while some may raise an eyebrow as to why that is important, we have seen previously, in fact, in that last matchup between Order and Elevate, teams struggle immensely with their drone economy, and even in the prep phase, teams were losing drones, and that does influence your ability to gain critical information later on in the round. Now, Invictus, of course, very experienced and across the board quite disciplined. Expect them to be a little bit more cautious with their drone util and make sure that they get full effect out of it.
And so far, a bit of a different makeup as well from Invictus Gaming. Not really seeing the Floras come out, which we spoke about at length previously. Therix, Skylight, and that's going to be a nice pickup from Jordan with the nade onto Fisher Guy. I think that might have just actually been looking for utility and just happened to catch one player as well. It's like a 2 birds with 1 stone. The E1D now from Hysterix, who's been proving that he's just able to throw them out like candy. Oh, that's another one. Didge gets caught too. There's trades though.
Nasty. That is nasty from Invictus. Chiefs though, in the 3v4, could still bring this back. Gold Legion down below though needs to have an impact. Might be able to try and flank up yellow, but that could be tough again, considering Invictus with 7 drones left may well have one watching this location. Now, Worthy's prone inside of Con, he'll fall back. Chiefs starting to feel the pressure quite a bit, but they at least have a little bit of utility that they can play off. Invictus on the other side, though, they have plenty of time to work with, and sometimes that can be the most important commodity.
Final E1D from Hysterics. Still a lot of drones as well here for Invictus Gaming, plus the time, as you said. Oh, that's so nasty.
Oh, he didn't even get the kill. I thought he got the kill.
I mean, regardless, it is disgusting to be able to just switch like that off a call and get that wallbang. And that makes things really difficult now for the Chiefs. Down to a 4 versus 2 scenario. Vast over at Long Des. At least gets one back. He's got 2 for the round. Nitro Cell from Worthy. It's well placed. It's so well placed. It gets the kill. On to Speak Easy. Brings this round right back for the Chiefs from 4-2 to suddenly 1-2. Joe is the last one left with the diffuser. Obviously, no more Nitro Cells available. Worthy already using that, so Joe will actually get the stick. 40 seconds on the clock. 2 versus 1.
One retaking over towards Visa here for the Chiefs. The other top yellow. Either one of these players needs to find the pick, but it's Vast to close it out. What a comeback in that round for the Chiefs. They looked down and out, but they managed to pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they were down and out. It was definitely looking pretty bad, but they still had some decent utility, good position, and I don't think Invictus had overwhelming control of the situation, but it definitely required the Chiefs to make some good picks. I think it was Worthy of at Long Desk that got a decent pick and then was able to follow it up with a nice Nitrosol elsewhere. I can't even remember if it was Vast at this point or if it was Worthy. Names are just suddenly like letters combined, Guz. It's been a long day for us, but still, really good round for the Chiefs. Fought back. They were down 4-2, get the round win, and suddenly, 2 rounds in a row off the back of that very aggressive and very successful attacking round from Invictus in round 1. And suddenly the Chiefs now with 2 in a row. Can they go on a little roll here as they head over to basement?
Ooh. I feel like early indications are leading this matchup to also be quite exciting and quite closely matched. Sure, that last round probably should have gone the way of Invictus, but as you alluded to, the Chiefs making the most of a pretty rough situation, playing their positions really well and making sure that their utility did not go astray. So can't fault them on that. I'm sure Invictus will be reaping a little bit at allowing that opportunity to go away, to go astray. But hey, sometimes they can't all go your way. Is the way that Siege goes, and often a small mistake here or there, a single misplay can be your undoing, and that's just how punishing Siege can be.
Yeah, and then it can also affect your mental for the remainder of the entire match, really. But the best players don't usually allow one mistake to cause them to be undone that easily. One thing that's been noticeable so far is Invictus Gaming and their use of these EE1Ds from Hysterics on the line, and he's been usually throwing them out very early on to these rounds, allowing Invictus to get into good positions and to sort of deny the Chiefs from moving around freely. But so far, it's just held on to these a little bit longer here.
Invictus leaning into the repel game here. Jordan trying to find a line of sight over towards Con. His run out, of course, is being watched there by Speak Easy. With that Nomad taken off the board, it means you need to commit a gun to that run out. As the Chiefs not afraid to go for something cheeky. Nonetheless, though, the extension up above here for the Chiefs is working at the moment. Worthy yet to be cleared, as well as Digital inside of Bathroom, uncontested as well. But the game plan here from Invictus is they need to commit either way. Try and clear these players above and gain control, or go for Garage. At the moment, they're really struggling to achieve either of those objectives. And Worthy, in fact, has some really nice counter util, manages to snatch a drone and will spot that attacker on yellow stairs.
Only a minute and 20 seconds remaining here in the 4th round. Chiefs looking for 3 rounds in a row. Worthy can now get some free intel as well over towards CO. That's a Nitrosol that's been lit up by Digital. Now he is getting lit up as well. Fortunately, it's the body that falls back downstairs, and not one that is alive. Second EE1D from Hysterics, and it's an advantage right now for Invictus Gaming. 55 seconds on the clock. They still need to get down to the site, though. They're still going to flush out quite a few of these defenders of the Chiefs.
Joe gets caught off guard. Joe from behind finds that pick. As the E1D rains out, God Legion needs to have a huge impact. Worthy does find one. God Legion taps a couple of drones, but it might not be enough as Worthy gets taken down. That rotation cut off. It's been a huge round for Joe on the Zofia, and Invictus in a great position to convert a round win.
Well, 4 versus 2. It's Doomsday again for the Chiefs. They were able to salvage it last time. They may just do so again. A little head from Jordan popped up. God Legion happily will oblige and take it off. Joe, though, it's 3 for the round. That's going to be the knockdown on to Speak Easy. Vast 1 versus 2 over at the front of one man. He's got to just play for time, and he doesn't. Invictus Gaming were actually so close to ballsing that one up, but they didn't. And in the end, Chiefs are able to lose out, and Invictus will make it 2-2.
Oh, if Vast hits the headshot there with a couple remaining bullets, they're onto Luna. That was round over. Two players from Invictus were down. That was so incredibly close. And it shouldn't have been. Once again, Invictus with a strongman advantage late in the round, just struggling to close it out comfortably. Now, yes, they got the round on the board. They'll be happy with that, but a situation like that should not be coming down to the wire. Before that, in the mid-round, they did a great job. They were shutting down the rotations there for the most part from the Chiefs, who were looking to get aggressive. But again, at the very end, it just looked A bit sketchy.
To locate and defuse as many
Isn't
bombs
great.
as they can.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I mean, that's the thing, ifs and buts. At the end of the day, we look at it and say, oh, how close was that? What could have been? But it didn't. It didn't happen. Obviously, for Vast and for the Chiefs, you almost sort of want to play off the almost momentum of what could have come from that. Because they would have technically been 3 rounds to the good. They would have been up 3-1, 3 in a row. They would have started to think, oh, we can maybe run away with this. But you got to recall, they're on the defense. They're almost the expected team to make things happen, guys. And now it's 2-2. And suddenly, IG have found themselves in a position where they've been able to take 2 attacking rounds.
5 seconds left.
They've still got a couple more rounds to go in this half, 2 in fact. Can they get any more
Moving out to
and
locate
really
the bomb.
spoil the Chiefs' party?
Spawn peek attempt here from God Legion. Both him and Worthy have been playing very aggressively so far. And understandably so, both of these players have been historically some of the strongest fraggers in the Oceanic region, and they have had glimpses of strength in APAC as well. 2021. Unfortunately for God Legion, no one's spawning out towards the south, so he won't find anything as Invictus set up over towards the east. Now it is a split site again here from the Chiefs as they go for a run out. Vast just says hello there to Jordan, finds a pick, not traded back, not cut off. And that's a good start for the Chiefs.
Yeah, a little bit sloppy there from Invictus Gaming to allow that to happen. That was too easy. Jordan going down there way too easy. That's the sledge taken off the board. And a lot of time here as well for the Chiefs to now maybe just fall back and play turtle mode if they really want to. They don't have to get too overly aggressive. They've already got the pick. They're already up a player. This is generally ideal, especially for a split defense as well, Guz. To have that extra man advantage helps significantly.
Joe has obtained control above though, so that's alright. Unfortunately for him, however, Digital is down below. Now, I'm not sure what the range will be like on that heartbeat scanner, unless he's directly below these players on the top floor. I don't think he'll be able to spot them out. But nonetheless, he can spot out Luna, for example, over towards the Visa double, and he can feed that information to the rest of his team. Now, Invictus are establishing lines of sight from up above, and they're not being contested. However, with no one playing directly inside of Visa, unfortunately for the attack, they're not really going to find a whole lot. Now, guard. Stalled out. Invictus need to find a spark to try and launch this attack, and Luna might be that spark. Finds one back there on to Vast, and now it's 4v4.
Yeah, and they've also now got really good control of Visa as well. Minute left on the clock. It's Gaming still with one E1D available. Decent utility.
Ooh.
Oh, what a beautiful Nitrocell from Worthy onto Luna. That's at least one more there for the Chiefs. Speakeasy, though, takes out God Legion. That's the final E1D. They're getting control here of Towers. 35 seconds left, and it feels like, is this going to be another moment, guys, where it's Digital left by himself? It's feeling that way.
Could be. Invictus, they go for the plant. What's the plant denial here from the Chiefs? They have 2 Nitro Cells to work with as Invictus do fall off. Fisho, though, taps their head with the SMG. It's a strong start for Chiefs in the late round, and Hysterics is now left in the 1 versus 2. 10 seconds left. Surely he can't achieve this feat. He swings and finds one, but he needs to collect the kit. When he picks it up, he needs to stick, and Digital is down below. The heartbeat sensor is in hand. The Nitro Cell comes out, and he finds the kill to deny the plant and win the round for the Chiefs.
Well, I don't want to say I'm Nostradamus. I did say it would come down to Digital as the solo for the Chiefs, and it did.
But he
May have been a 1v1, and he was never going to be able to mess that one up. But hey, it still happened. Big round win there for the Chiefs. And suddenly for Invictus Gaming, it's just all getting a little bit too real here. This is a really close affair. 1 round to go in the first half, and they are going to be calling a tactical timeout. The Chiefs have an opportunity to go 4-2 up. Otherwise, we could see yet again another 3-3 first half, as we saw in our earlier matchup between Elevate and Order.
Critical that Invictus make good use of this tactical timeout, as the Chiefs are electing to go to the top floor once again. They've only defended this site once, however, it was a win, the back of a retake for the defense. So Invictus will need to change up their game plan slightly here to try and correct their mistakes. Try to even out the half, keep this match nice and close. Now, sure, a 2-4 is good, but a 3-3, of course, is even better. And I think taking the tack timeout here, whilst being a little bit risky, a little bit aggressive, may pay off in the long run.
And I like this use of the tactical timeout this early on as well. I think sometimes they either get left too little too late, or sometimes even don't get used at all. And I think this is one of those sort of pivotal moments as well, where I think we can probably both agree 3-3 half here for Invictus would be a win for them. Not a massive one by any means, but a slight edge that you would then expect them on the defense to maybe get the job done. But if the Chiefs can get 4-2 here, they'll be pretty happy with that defensive first half. So that's really what you want from the tactical timeout. Force a way to get this win, make it 3-3, and then suddenly it's a very wide open second half that can take place.
Yep, for sure. Now again, casting our minds back to that other round where unfortunately Invictus couldn't hold on. It was a 2v4 retake from the Chiefs. And part and parcel of that was the Chiefs' ability to use their nitro cells in the late round. To try and counter that, Invictus need to either clear those players out or try to deny the information that the Chiefs have, or even a combination of both would be the most ideal outcome. But again, easier said than done here on Consulate. The defense across the board in this region and internationally playing ever more aggressive to try and make the entries for the attack really tricky and really filter them in towards the site in uncomfortable positions.
Yeah, and final opportunity to do so as well for the Chiefs, unless this goes to OT. So can they, will they maybe play this a little bit more aggressive in its nature of, as you said, trying to get these opening picks and trying to be aggressive from these window peaks? Doesn't seem like much is going to come from it. And I think Invictus have played it well. A lot of teams are actually starting to now play it well, because I found we've been seeing a little bit more Consulate over the last couple of weeks or so, and I think teams are just they're a bit more careful with how they approach the building.
Yep, well, Invictus on this occasion haven't taken any damage on their approach, which is always a positive sign as they set up for the Yellow Stairs minigame. Now, there are a few ADS devices covering this position as Fisher takes quite a bit of damage in towards the bathroom, gets shut down. Lunas just runs straight up the stairs. Those ADS devices now won't do anything really for the defense, but Vast does retake and can actually utilize those said ADS devices now, protecting him, at least for the meantime, and God Legion can now also assist from down below.
It's been a rough one so far in the first half for Fisher Guy, 1 and 6. But I like that little trade, I guess, if you're going to trade out Yana for the smoke. Usually kind of difficult. Smoke's going to sit in that bathroom throughout those gas babes late in the rounds. Can be difficult to displace, can be kind of annoying. Now you've got rid of him. You do lose Luna for it, but I think it's a worthy trade. I was hoping maybe for a worthy punt. Didn't end up happening. It was Vast that ended up dying to Jordan. 4 versus 3. Advantage Invictus Gaming here with 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. Final round of this first half.
3 drones up here for Invictus. One of those over towards front desk will spot Worthy, who does have the shield to play behind. Digital as well, still up here for the Chiefs. Has at least one yokai readily available to deny this plan and again call out information to the rest of his team. Invictus situated over towards top yellow. Hysterics will pinch on the other side of the map. Now, Speakeasy does have that diffuser in hand, so he's really going to be the player to watch here for Invictus. I'm not really sure what the game plan here is. Try and maybe pinch out these defenders and trade it out. Either way, though, it's probably going to get messy.
30 seconds left, so if it's going to get anything, it's going to have to happen now, especially for the sake of Invictus Gaming. Nitrocell misses. Gemini's going to go out, and it's push time now for IG. Hysterics is going to be the one to find a play over towards long desk. That's Worthy. He's eliminated, and it's 4 versus 2 again for what feels like, I think, the 3rd time now in this first half. But this time, Invictus Gaming are not going to allow the Chiefs back into this one. Digital is dead. He won't be the last player alive for the Chiefs. It's God Legion. It's no more. And the first half will come to the close. 3-3, guys, and it leaves this match wide open going into the second half.
Yeah, you stole the words right from my mouth. I was going to say, this does, in fact, leave this match wide open and really neutralizes it as we head into the second half. Now we get to see what the Chiefs can bring on their attack, and Invictus, of course, rotating over towards the defense. Now, we are already seeing something pretty spicy here from the Chiefs. Oh, no, we're not. I thought we might have seen Sam Fisher, the 0, being brought into play here by the attack, but Worthy will rather change up onto the Lion and reveal that. Might 6-pick onto 0, but doesn't look like that would be the case. Now, it is a basement defense here from Invictus. 0 could have been cool to see. That said, maybe not as impactful as the Lion, depending on how the Chiefs want to approach this site. If we see quite an aggressive attack here, those E1Ds could really help in locking out Invictus from denying the plant. But we haven't really seen that so far tonight from any of the teams in APAC South. These attacks, for the most part, have been quite measured, and we are yet to see anything too revolutionary.
Now, I like little trends, and I like to sort of look at the numbers and the way things are shaping up. Order ended up defending in the first half on Consulate, and they ended up, of course, 3-3. After that, the very first round that they were attacking, it was a defensive win for Elevate. They went up 4-3, and we know what happened after that. So I'm kind of almost expecting it to happen again here. Maybe IG take this 7th round, but then the Chiefs sort of bite back. But the main thing is, when we look back to that first half, finishing in that Elevate Order matchup, we kind of probably got the feeling that Elevate would run away with things on the defense after the 3-3 defensive half from Order, and it didn't end up playing out like that at all. So the Chiefs have still got this game in their hands on the attack. This is by no means over. It is, as we both said, very much open for both teams to take this. And we'll see whether or not they're going to be able to do that in regulation, or if maybe we get another overtime. Worthy on the line, throws out the early E1D. In retrospect to how we were seeing Hysterics playing it on the attack for IG.
The Chiefs going for a map sweep here, and Hysterics will be the first hurdle that they need to overcome. He is playing quite aggressively. Break room. Not over peeking though. Has been droned out. Manages to destroy that with a Pokeball as the players will now repel in towards the office. But Hysterics gets shut down. That admin control from the Chiefs now has been obtained. And with 2 minutes to go, they're looking in good stead. Of course though, they need to do a lot of work if they want to gain control above, and if they want to, of course, open up the main garage wall as well.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit overzealous there from Hysterics, trying to make a play happen. In the end, it ended up almost being like one of those situations where there's 2 targets, you end up not even shooting at either of them because you're not sure which one to shoot. There's the second E1D from Worthy. God Legion making his way down the yellow stairs now. After their sweep. 1.5, so still plenty of time and the advantage in terms of the numbers as well for the Chiefs, 5 versus 4.
Digital will be a key man in this round with that sledgehammer in hand. He'll be looking to drop down, head in towards Antechamber where he is situated right now and work the floor. So a good demonstration there from Digital, showing the potency of Sledge on this particular objective. And in making these angles, he can expose players like Luna towards side white, anyone playing pipes, which currently there isn't, and cut off rotations from the likes of Jordan and Joe playing a little bit deeper down the line. Now keep in mind, the Chiefs haven't quite achieved this main objective yet in opening up the main garage breach. Now Fisher does have 1 exothermic left after opening up the bathroom, so expect him to rotate around. But time is starting to tick down. Digital, however, on the vert does find 1, relieving a little bit of that pressure for the Chiefs.
Yeah, Luna, of course, as you said, was playing that side white van position, and he just gets caught out as he was trying to make his way back. That's the final E1D. That's the go time now for the Chiefs here. They've got enough. They are happy with the way that this is shaping up. Jordan with the gas babes, but just feels like it's all come undone here in this 7th round for Invictus Gaming. Speak easy, the pressure mounting from above inside cafeteria. That's 2 from Digital. Worthy gets the final for the round. And the Chiefs will not allow history to repeat itself, at least momentarily. They go up 4-3.
A cheeky flawless round there from the Chiefs to kick things off on their attacking half, so they can't be too displeased with that performance, and I think they'll be happy. And why wouldn't you? They tried to go for a little bit more of the riskier map sweep, not going directly to garage at the beginning of the round, and sometimes that can be to your detriment. But after dropping Hysterics first, they were able to, I guess, steamroll that into control up above, and they were able to rain terror down below in towards the objective, so they'll be pleased with that result. Second floor, though, will play out very differently here. And Invictus bringing the clash onto the board, especially in the hands of Luna, could pose some issues for the attack.
Yeah, and this is where the Chiefs, in their own right, can start to build a bit of an ascendancy. At least for us, guys, the 2 games that we've casted tonight have been very, very close. I don't think any of the teams have been able to establish much of a lead beyond maybe two
Oh, is that going to destroy the
rounds?
Jammer? Wait. Oh, no, it didn't.
No?
Okay.
No?
I thought that would have. Did that? Maybe they changed that. I have no idea, but at least every time I put a mute jammer on the wall like that and then reinforced, it has blown it to smithereens. So, yeah.
It depends on how close you put it. Right?
Maybe it wasn't that close. It looked deceptively close
yeah.
on the overhead. Maybe it was.
It's probably off the wall.
Yeah, probably. Oh well. I had to get excited about
I
reinforced.
mean, it is actually very close, but no, it is off the wall. Yeah, look at that. Either way, as I was trying to say, for the Chiefs, an opportunity to maybe get a bit of a little lead here, because we've been seeing at least tonight a lot of back and forth, a lot of one-for-ones.
Yeah, for sure. And that is the nature of Consulate, very frag heavy and refrag heavy in that department, and often the team that is more proficient will be the one that ends up on top, especially when it comes down to the late round, as it can be very on your toes and quite wild. So, see what happens on this occasion. Now, Joe is playing the dock, which is a little bit spicy. He's playing quite deep in towards bathroom, and I think the idea here is he's trying to support Jordan over towards top yellow, and he just has that stim pistol out ready and waiting to heal him up or revive him if required. So, I mean, that's a pretty unique take on that yellow stairs minigame. Again, don't have the hindsight to know whether or not that's a good choice. We'll have to wait and see how aggressively the Chiefs try and take that position.
Attackers have located a bomb.
And I will say this as well, I mean, regardless of what happens from here, the Chiefs have been a lot more impressive in this game in particular than the first two play days where, you know, they got humbled by QC 7-1 in Playday 1 and then struggled against Elevate, 7-4 loss there. They have been much more competitive, especially against an improved Invictus Gaming roster. So this has been probably to my expectations. I kind of thought this was going to be one of the matches of the day, and it is shaping up to be going in that direction. Minute and 25 on the clock. Another EE1D has gone out. Only one remaining for Worthy.
Now that drone there from Fisho, I assume saw Hysterics drop down to the bottom floor. There's no real reason for the Chiefs to hunt that player down in the Mozzie, but of course the Chiefs will be aware of that retake, that flank that could come out from Invictus. Pressure being applied on the site, but no picks found as of yet. This could be a big nade from Digital over the meeting wall. How much damage will Luna take from this? Digital needs to line it up perfectly. Hasn't thrown it as of yet, but we'll cook it for a second time. Heads through, doesn't quite hit the mark. Luna able to hold on for a little bit longer.
Well, it's a tough one because Luna's just sitting right underneath that hole, right? So it's kind of going to go a distance away. You almost need to sort of bounce it off the roof, down like exactly like that, but still didn't really do enough damage. It did barely anything. Jordan will find the opening pick of the round by getting the kill onto God Legion. 30 seconds left, and this is all about to come to a head here between these two teams. And, well, Worthy just almost has to deal with the clash head on. It doesn't usually work out well, but suddenly the Chiefs are finding that they are getting the numbers to go their way. Nice Nitrocell from Hysterics, makes it a 2 versus 2. Time is of the essence. Vast with a triple kill. Suddenly, the plant is down and Chiefs have got the numbers. It's only a very low health Hysterics that remains for Invictus.
And with Fisher on this rappel, this will be tough. And there we go. Fisher closes it out with ease. What a round there from the Chiefs. A great execute. They took that clash head on. And it looked like Invictus were going to hold on. But the Chiefs just too good.
1-1. Just saying, almost putting it out there. But if the Chiefs do win this, geez, what a night. I'd be 0-4 as well. I mean, I don't even know. I can't even laugh at this point. It's been APAC South at its fullest, Guz. As we head to Archives and Tyler's Split, will be the play here for round 9. And this is where now, if we open up the script book, this is where Invictus now win a couple of rounds, right? Surely Chiefs don't go and get a 6-3 match point lead.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
APAC South never fails to amaze me. It is. It's an interesting league. It is an interesting league, but it keeps it fun. You can tune into any week of APAC South and any team can win, which is well,
I don't know of any team, but I think the majority,
well, just about. Well, if the Chiefs win this, then there won't be a team that's lost every week so far. Fun fact. Unfortunately for the Chiefs, if they do lose this matchup, then they will be the only team on 0 points. So, in a sense, this is a pretty big round for the Chiefs. If they manage to at least convert this, that's 1 round locked in, or 1 point rather locked in, which is better than 0. So
yeah,
that's some math.
And fun fact as well, Guz, but out of the 4 games tonight, if Chiefs win this, the Oceanic teams would have won 3 out of the 4. The only team that lost is the one that's considered the best of them.
The Knights.
The Knights.
That's a yikes. It's been rough for the Yoast boys so far.
Not tonight.
But yeah, not in this Playday. It's all starting to click a little bit. But potentially still a long way to go in this matchup. Only round 9, and if it's anything like the last matchup, it could drag on for a little while longer. The Chiefs on the attack, taking pretty swift map control down below. Digital heading it with the sledge. Now Worthy does have 2 E1D charges as well, still banked up. And that could be useful as the Chiefs try and take control across. Now, it is a split defense, and just taking control of below across. Sure, it might feel good at the start of the round, but holding on late round, particularly in the post play, and if you manage to get it down, will be tough. You need a lot of control on all 3 floors here to try and make it work. And Vast is on the top floor, trying to do some work. But needs some assistance. He needs someone droning for him, because Hysterics here, if he gets droned, that is a free kill for Vast. Oh, there's a mute jammer though on the front door, but it doesn't matter. Vast still finds a pick there onto Joe. Hysterics under the pump isn't able to refrag that. In fact, Worthy will shut him down, and that's a really good start for the Chiefs.
Yep, 2-man advantage, minute and a half, and this is where they can now start to get to work and really overwhelm the sites and most likely go for a Taller's plant. Jordan, Luna, Speakeasy, the 3 remaining for Invictus Gaming, and this defense has just been quite suspect right now. I mean, the attack from the Chiefs has been really good to watch, but Invictus haven't really fired much of a shot back in terms of highlighting a very strong defense.
Attackers have located a bomb.
5 versus 3 with a minute to go. Vast has a ping in towards side off the E1D, but is unable to connect the shots. I thought that maybe God Legion did, but never mind. It was their opponent to find one back. It's a 2v4. Jordan down below needs to go huge as he's left all alone.
Wow.
He's already spent his Nitro cell, and he gets shut down by the drop. Wow, the Chiefs are just playing super aggressively at the moment, but it's paying off.
Yeah, and it's the Vast and Worthy show, guys, right now. They are combining quite heavily here for the Chiefs. Match point 6-3. They've gone off script entirely. And of course, Invictus Gaming have already taken their time out, so they don't have that in the back pocket. They have to go straight into this game and try and stem the bleeding here and win the next 3 in a row. That's also 1 point at least confirmed for the Chiefs. That now means, guys, that there will be no teams after 3 play days on 0 points. So, woo, little little clap there just for the APAC South region there, that no teams will be on 0. So that's at least nice to see. The question is, though, can the Chiefs go and get all 3 points? If they are able to achieve that, it will mean that despite Orders win tonight, they will be down in last.
Yep. Unfortunate here for Invictus, though. It has been a decent start for them in Stage 2. I mean, first Playday, they took down Wild Card, and then they had a close OT loss to the Knights in Playday 2, but unfortunately, it's the Chiefs. It just hasn't quite clicked. There's been a few rounds, especially where Invictus have had the advantage, and then the Chiefs have managed to bring it back. Now, more recently, in the last couple of rounds, it has been fully in the hands of the Chiefs. And honestly, I think that momentum is just going to be too strong for Invictus to bounce back from. I believe that the Chiefs, provided they don't basically choke, should be able to close this out pretty comfortably.
And the other part of this as well. Oh, that's nice from Hysterics. That's what Invictus need to. Oh, no, what? Digital, no. That's the wrong
choke.
player.
That's the choke.
Oh, no.
I cursed it.
Oh, that's, yeah, a little bit icky. Fortunately, they've got 3 rounds, right? So you can throw this one away in the bin. This one's probably done. I was about to say, and now I'll preface with if the Chiefs can win this and get all 3 points, what this does do is continue to further put claim to Q Confirm and their aspirations for first, because that's going to be yet another team tonight that is unable to get points that was already in a top 4 position. So it's another team that's not going to be able to get close to Q Confirm's 9-point figure. But if IG somehow pull this back from this depth that they find themselves in, at best they can do now is, of course, get 2 points, which would put them on 6. Digital, can he maybe salvage this? Can he bring it back for the Chiefs?
Devastating start here for the Chiefs. A great play from Hysterics, and he might be able to find another in this round. Doesn't quite hit the shot there onto Worthy, but does eventually finish him off. Actually, no, it was Speakeasy who cheekily stole that kill. Either way, though, I don't think Hysterics will be too disappointed as Speakeasy finds another, and this is going to be a flawless round potentially here for Invictus. Talk about starting to mount a comeback. Unfortunately, Digital, he got one of the opening kills, but it was onto his teammate, and now he's left in the 1v5. He loves to be the last alive, but I don't think this one's going to be winnable.
Yeah, and look, it's one of those weird ones as well, because I'm not sure Invictus is sitting back going, yeah, boys, that was amazing. Whoa, such a close, hard-fought round. We got so much momentum. Oh, it's just like, hello. Hang on, I'm just going to watch this. You know, that was as easy as it comes. That was a bit of a nothing round, right?
It was over before it started.
Yeah, it's an L for the Chiefs. Toss it aside, 6-4, 2 more chances. Now let's play some real siege. So for Invictus, yes, they didn't do anything wrong. That's about as good as that round got for them. So they need to somehow build like fake confidence from that round. Like, yeah, that was such a good defense. Let's do it again. And, well, do it again.
I do wonder if Invictus in this upcoming round will go again for another aggressive spawn peep, because arguably that is what won them that last round, or at least set themselves up for the win. Now, again, you would expect on the flip side for the Chiefs heading into this round to be a lot more cautious and expect an aggressive play early in the round from Invictus, but you never know. Consulate is the one map in the pool that aggressive play early from the defense can often go rewarded, or often is rewarded. Question of whether or not they'll follow it up after that round, that last round rather, from Hysterics. That play was pretty nutty. Following it up though will be tough.
Yeah, and actually maybe I probably didn't put enough weight into what Hysterics was able to achieve at the beginning there, getting that opening pick. Obviously, I don't think he was the reason why Digital got that team kill, but Guess in a way made it happen by just by doing something, right? By making something happen, by being proactive. That's what Hysterics was able to sort of achieve with that. He's not going to be able to do it again 2 rounds in a row, at least from the same position. If he can mix it up, go somewhere else, yeah, he could probably still be a thorn in the side of the Chiefs. And suddenly as well, mentally, if Invictus can be aggressive early, find a pick early, and make this round also fall by the wayside for the Chiefs, suddenly 5-6, only 1 more round, and overtime is suddenly looming. So the Chiefs need to still be mentally locked in.
Couple of attempts here from Invictus to get cheeky early in round number 11, but nothing seriously committed to here by the defense. The Chiefs, meanwhile, looking again to take map control, and that will be headed by Worthy. First of his E1D is expended as God Legion follows that up with his drone, and Hysteric's position likely soon be revealed. Now he activates his cloak, positions over towards top spiral, but this is a high-risk, high-reward play here from Hysteric. Last time he committed to a similar play, the Chiefs shut him down off the back of a refrag. And on this occasion, it's a little bit less risky considering his protection, Hysteric's that is, towards spiral. But if the Chiefs play this smartly, I think they should be able to cut him off and get a free kill.
Loading new magazine. Waiting for electronics.
Ifs and shoulds. Will it happen though is the real question. Pass is low. Hysterics just couldn't even quite get that drone, I think, in the end, going up spiral. 1.5 here. Still match point for the Chiefs. Last round was a blunder. He let that one slide, but obviously here we've got ourselves a proper 11th round. But they have to make sure they don't end up going into their shells a little bit here, right? Oh, that's a good pick from Worthy, and that's what they needed. Don't go into your shells. Don't go too defensive with this attack. Still be the aggressive Chiefs that we've seen over the last couple of rounds.
That's really good patience there from the Chiefs, forcing Hysterics into that mistake. The pressure from the flashbangs forcing him out. Sooner or later, Hysterics was going to be under the pump, but fortunately for Invictus, he gives away that kill for free. Now it's up to the rest of the team to hunker down in towards site. They still have pretty good plan denial with a C4 in hand, as well as Luna with the Yokai drones. That said, their position, their fortification will be compromised as the breach on the main garage wall will be popped by Fisher Guy. 35 seconds to go. The Chiefs now need to apply serious pressure on towards the site and prevent these defenders from denying the plan.
Time is going to be of the essence, and I think it's going to be on the side of IG here because there's only 20 seconds left. Fast is low. trying to deal with that Yokai drone from Luna. Well, they're going to have to deal with the actual players from Invictus if they're not careful. Luna, there you go. Has a gun, is able to shoot out Vast. Gold Legion stuck over towards Yellow Stairs, and I think the time here is unfortunately going to be too close for the Chiefs unless they can get some big wins here. Luna's found 2 for the round. Fisher guys forced into sticking this plant, so it's up to Digital to help cover here as they just swarm onto the position of Fisher guy. He gets it off inside of the smoke. Digital with the kill onto Luna. Suddenly it's a 2 versus 2 with the plant down. The Chiefs have been able to manage and salvage this. Fisher guy can't quite win that one. Digital in a 1 versus 1 against Speak Easy, who has just about no health. Digital surely wins it from here with the plant down. He's not going to allow Speak Easy to get this off. It ain't happening. Digital and the Chiefs are going to win. No, he's not. No way. He didn't, guys. He didn't. Oh, he didn't. You're speechless. No, there's just no way. Oh, no. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. God, say something. I can't.
Digital. Digital.
Oh, I can't watch. Luckily, we don't have
I
replays.
hate to see. Luckily, we don't. Luckily, we don't have caster cams either.
Oh, well, look.
Look, Speak Easy, well played. I'll give you a golf clap for that. Well done. That's all I have to say.
Look, do I go in and bat for Digital and say it's harder than it seems and all of that? Maybe, yeah, but you've got to be winning that. That's, yeah, worthy of a tactical timeout because that's now going to be a sort of mental reset here for the Chiefs. They should have had all 3 points locked up right now. I should be going and eating my dinner, and I'm not.
Yeah, I want to go to sleep. Oh well.
Did he just miscount? He went in quite late. Like when he started to move back.
Maybe they genuinely didn't know that the diffuser was being hit.
No.
Like, you would have thought that from that distance they would have been able to hear it. / they would have had intel. At the end of the day, it probably was just a miscalculation there from Digital, a misplay. But respect to Speak Easy, pros don't fake, and he stuck it. So.
Well, of course I don't fake. He couldn't have faked it. He had to stick it.
Yeah. Invictus. They'll be counting their lucky blessings after that one. Let's just put it that way.
Attackers need
Well,
to locate and defuse bombs.
I'm just going to say, if we think about the last 3 rounds, guys, Digital team kill into Digital missing that. It's unfortunate, but maybe, just maybe, it sets the tone here for the redemption of Digital in this 12th round. I'm setting it. He's going to make a clutch play. He's going to get all 3 points to the Chiefs. All will be forgiven.
He shouldn't have to, though. The game should be over. The game should be over, Didge.
He's going to make the comeback. He's going to do something big. Write it down. Bookmark it. He will do something big this round.
Oh, man. I feel like it's becoming a bit of a meme at this point that the Chiefs struggle to close out matches and their consistency is lacking and yada, yada, yada. But my God. Lads, please, give us something to work with here. Oh, well, still an opportunity, though. Still 3 points on offer here for the Chiefs. They still have a window. Close it out. And maybe Digital will be the man of the hour.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bookmark it. It's going to happen. He's going to find a way to salvage things for the Chiefs. Of course, they had their tactical timeout, so it's that mental reset for the Chiefs here. Still got match point. Okay, the last 2 rounds didn't go your way. You can still rectify things here and now in this 12th round. And look, pushing in very early, just sweeping out Garage. Obviously, this is usually pretty good signs, guys, where they're not too worried and they're happy to just still be proactive and still push in, still look to make plays.
The Chiefs applying pressure from outside. A couple of drones being used at the moment. 2, in fact, Worthy and Digital trying to gain some intel. Oh! No! God Legion! He just punched his teammate's drone. That's unfortunate.
No. They've got 5 left, guys.
Oh. It's all falling apart here for the Chiefs.
No. Oh. It can't happen like this, surely not. This has just been a monumental throw in the last 2 rounds from the Chiefs. If Invictus Gaming can find the opening pick, maybe even the first 2 of the round, I think they may just collapse. from that point onwards. Minute and 25 on the clock. Still no opening pick has been found yet. Jordan trying to deny those X-Kairos, I believe. I didn't quite get the angle. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, still 6 available, and they're now on the wall. That applies pressure towards Bathroom, and Speak Easy now compromised. Could be taken down from the bench position. However, Fisher doesn't quite find that angle. That Habana does have the kit in hand. Speak Easy rotates his shield to protect himself from the yellow stairs. Probably a wise play. Quite risky given the circumstances and the positions that the Chiefs held, but he gets away with it. Does make that position a little bit stronger. Now, I guess the question is, what's the play here for the Chiefs? Where is Fisher going to be able to get this diffuser down? God Legion narrowly misses that shot there onto Speak Easy. Fisher on the piano repel. Maybe that's where the Chiefs will try and get that plant stuck.
30 seconds remaining. Gas Babes over towards Yellow Stairs on site. Digital. This is his moment. Over towards Piano. It's Hysterics though. He finds the opening pick. Digital forced out. Now he's dead. Speak Easy gets a second now for the round for IG. 2-man advantage. 20 seconds. Fisher guy has to force himself to stick this plant. God Legion's down as well. He gets denied. The Yokai drone will deny him. Invictus Gaming will deny the Chiefs all 3 points unless Worthy just goes nuclear. No, it's not going to happen. IG will send this to OT. Guys, can you believe that we've gone here? I said it was the script as well.
I genuinely can't.
No way. Overtime has happened. Chiefs from 6-3 up have squandered a very, very good opportunity.
Chiefs. They let that lead slip away, and in doing so, they can only now gain a maximum of 2 points in this matchup. Disappointing would be an understatement here for the Chiefs. They're in such a great position, but they've let it slip away round after round. Mistakes have mounted, and that's unfortunate for them.
This could end up being, I'm sorry guys, this could end up being almost a seasonal mental boom if they lose this and get 1 point from this game, because they'll be on 1 point after 3 play days from a position where they should have been on 3.
It's just been rough to watch.
That is a rough proposition.
We don't even need to say it. The players know it. The people at home watching know it. But this has been really tricky for the Chiefs. They started off so strong, but the last 2 rounds, they just haven't gone their way. Just, again, it only takes a couple of critical mistakes in a single round of Siege, and it's basically over. We had the round where Digital got the TK and the Hysterics run out. That was a loss. Then the round after that, Digital unable to deny the counter defuse. Unfortunately, another small mistake cost them that round. Then, in that most recent round, they couldn't counter the Yokai and the smoke wasn't taken out of Bathroom. And again, it's only small mistakes, and we can't fault the Chiefs for making them. Invictus, on the other side, played really well, and we're adapting mid-round.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, the Chiefs did fault off.
If we think back, of course, you know, it was Hysterics who made that original mistake kind of happen by being aggressive, pushing out, getting that run-out kill. Of course, then Digital got the team kill after that, but because of what Hysterics did, that triggered that event. Their defense in the last round, really clean, didn't force anything. So, while obviously Chiefs have made mistakes, Invictus have stepped up their game as well in the last 3 rounds. That they've been playing really, really well. Now they're on the attack. Chiefs are on the defense as we kickstart this overtime. Full credit to IG for getting us to this position. Chiefs, of course, though, will feel as if they really let this one slip away.
Worthy going 14-9 so far in this matchup. It's been a decent one for him, and Fast as well has linked up nicely, 10-7 so far. Both of these players are in a decent position to try and counter this Eastern take here from Invictus Gaming. One of those players prone side of Visa. I don't know if Fast is spotted here. If not, he could be set up for a big play.
Ready to breach.
Patience is a virtue here. 1.5 minutes on the clock. Still 5 versus 5. Nothing too tricky from the Chiefs on the defense. Not looking to get too overzealous. It's now Invictus who are starting to open things up and look to find some picks. Look to be aggressive here on this split defense, which, at least in that first half, guys, it was very successful for the Chiefs. They went there twice and defended it twice. So obviously for Invictus, they're going to have to turn things around. They're not going to do it just yet. That's the immediate trade, though, from Luna, 4 versus 4.
Yeah, they didn't know Vast was there, but fortunately there for Invictus, Luna with the 5.56 does find the trade. So not the worst result there for the attack. That said, still plenty of obstacles to deal with, one of those being Digital down below. We saw him clutch up one of the previous rounds on this split site. That scanner in hand, as well as the Nitro cell, very, very potent on this site. The question is, how will Invictus deal with that? And without top control, still, with God Legion in meeting, it's looking very tough. Invictus, God Legion could sweep around for a retake. And I don't know, the Chiefs at the moment position quite nicely.
Yeah, a bit of information there as well. So God Legion can either swing or get swung, and he takes down Luna. He had that intel courtesy of Fisher Guy at the top of the dungeon stairs, and Worthy will get the pick on to speak easy. Chiefs are highlighting that they're not going to allow a couple of bad rounds to throw their mental. Overtime, match point. It might not be for 3 points, guys, but they are not going to bow down easy, and they do again have a very stellar split defense.
Good work there from the Chiefs. Overtime match point goes their way. But not to curse them, but they have been on match point before. And we know how that went. So still potentially a bit of a long road that they need to navigate through. And Invictus, as they proved in regulation, will not go down without a fight. Now a change up in objective. They'll go second floor. And they're going to bring the Warden into the fray. Now with the MPX and the 1.5 scope, Joe could have quite an impact on this round. They're also going to 6-pick onto the Clash. Luna has had mixed success on the shield operator thus far. On most occasions, the Chiefs have been able to brute force their way past the Clash and eventually clear Luna out. That said, though, it has, at least to some extent, delayed the Chiefs a little bit.
Well, for Invictus, they already made one comeback when they were down 3 match points. Now they are down overtime match point. They need to win the next 2 rounds to secure the 2 points. Chiefs find themselves in this highly probable situation now where they get a free shot on the attack. Worst case scenario, you go back to the defense and close things out.
5 seconds to go.
For Invictus Gaming, though, it's been intriguing to watch this match play out because I feel like we've seen almost the best of Chiefs so far for APAC South, and for IG it's been more of the same, which has been good for Stage 2. So despite the slip-ups in those earlier rounds, guys, it's been a very fascinating match to watch between these 2 teams.
Hysterics again looking to find an early pick. One of the best fraggers in APAC. Even when Invictus were struggling in Stage 1 week after week, Hysterics still showed up. There's no better opportunity than now to show up once again. A critical round for Invictus, but the Chiefs managed to dodge that Mozzie, at least for now. Digital will do his regular pathing down below. And in fact, there's an E1D scan, as Hysterics has actually fallen down as well. The question is, can the Chiefs try and find this kill?
It's going to be a second E1D from Worthy. Lloyd. I think Gold Legion has information here. Yeah, he certainly does. He's got a bit of an idea that Hysterics is down in Archives. Or whether it's Hysterics or somebody, he knows that there's something going on down there. They're just going to buy a bit of time at least there for IG. That's probably what you want, right? You just want the Chiefs loitering and lingering down below for as long as possible and to buy some time. Luna on the Clash. Above has been a bit of a nuisance on the defense side of things from IG's perspective, but this is where now you'll start to want to see Hysterics push out of Archives and look to flank from behind.
Yeah, the Chiefs giving up on that clear. They'll be reaping when they watch the VOD back, as that really could have been a pretty free kill had they have got the intel. God Legion could have committed to the wallbang, but either way, it wasn't meant to be, and no real damage done to the side of the attack. I guess you could argue that the time has bled a little bit, only a minute 10 left now for the Chiefs. And they have a big obstacle ahead of them. Luna on the Clash. Dealing with him will be challenging. Now, a couple of nades are sent out, but like last time, they won't do too much damage. Both nades expended by Digital. In fact, sorry, it was one from each one from God Legion. Neither, though, doing a whole lot. That means that Luna can sit tight and buy more time for his team. The Conrepel can be established here from the Chiefs to try and cut off some of these rotations, but honestly, I think the damage from IG has already been done. Committing to this execute is going to be really cheeky for the Chiefs. A lot of utility to deal with, and now they're at the main disadvantage.
And only 30 seconds left as well to sort of overcome this disadvantage that they now find themselves in. Speakeasy having a massive game, 15-7-2. That's the final EE1D from Worthy. God Legion peaks, even just for a brief moment, and takes a very significant amount of damage. Worthy, though, nice pickup onto Hysterics. He's having a big game as well. God Legion should be able to get that kill. No, somehow Invictus able to keep a lot of their players alive. Digital with a big pickup on the Luna. Can he get any more in 1 versus 3? Time, unfortunately, though, has run out for Digital. And if he is to make a big play, it has to be in the 15th round. Like the game before it, it was, of course, 15 rounds needed to decide, elevate an order. 15 is needed to decide Invictus and the Chiefs.
No doubt, we are getting our money's worth here on Consulate this evening. As you mentioned, another one stretching the full distance, and very difficult to separate these two teams. Now, many, of course, would argue that this game should be over, and that the Chiefs should have taken the dub. But nonetheless, we cannot falter IG in their ability to bring this one back. A real testament to their mental. And when they looked down and out, they still kept fighting hard, bringing this one back from the brink, and no sign of slowing down. That last round from them completely locking out the Chiefs. As the attack tried to send it deep, but didn't quite work out. Of course, now the sides change once again for the final time, and it is going to be a lobby defense here from the Chiefs. Now, looking at the match tracker, this is an objective that we have seen how many times? None. We didn't see the Chiefs defend lobby once in regulation. Now, we did see it defended once by Invictus, and IG did take the dub on that occasion. But this is new territory for the Chiefs. And look, sure, that does potentially fail off Invictus, but the Chiefs, they need to be switched on from the very start.
Speakeasy, 18-7-2. Worthy, 16-10. They've been two big standout players for their respective teams. Be careful with that pistol, Worthy, when there's a player in front of you.
That would not have been a good start.
Yeah, look, this has been... at this point, it's like the curse of Raven versus the Chiefs being able to close out games. One of them's going to work. One of them's not. Either the Chiefs will finally close out a game, or Raven's going to get a prediction right. The fact that one of those has to come true is scary.
Deep breaths for myself and both of these teams as they prepare for this round. The final reinforcements going up here from the Chiefs. Fisher guy looking to play that box position. That's an aggressive play over towards the 2 windows at CEO. Now, Joe could potentially cut that off. Fisher needs to be very mindful. Worthy needs to do a good job in denying drones. Now, there are still 9 available for Invictus, and throughout the entirety of this map, it has to be said that Invictus's drone economy has been really good and has been helping them in finding some of these picks. Now, Joe tries to establish a drone over towards front desk. Invictus try and find this player in box, but they don't quite find the pick. Fisho, 50 HP, but he scathes away. That's a good start for Fisho, wasting quite a bit of time. Invictus will be disappointed with that start, but Luna still finds the kill.
Yeah, he just walks back to really kind of where he came from and just gets finished off. Just like that, opening pick, crucial. Of the 14 rounds prior, 3 times only did a team lose that opening pick exchange, but then somehow not win the round. 11-3 is the record. If you get that opening pick, you tend to go and win the round, guys. And, well, for Invictus Gaming, that spells good news. For the Chiefs, not good news.
Well, Digital's still alive, so if that miracle play is going to come, it's probably a good opportunity for it too, as the Chiefs well and truly find themselves on the back foot with just under a minute to go. Invictus with strong control over the western side will likely try to set up for a piano plant. They haven't really cleared above or have presence there. Chiefs could retake. Vast as well, over towards Spiral, and also shut down that push over towards benches. I mean, the Chiefs still, despite being at the man disadvantage, have some good positions. If they can find even just one pick here, it could be all one.
And there is that one pick, and suddenly it's a 4 versus 4. Luna's going for the plant now, but it is trades from the Chiefs. They stop the plant! It's Digital inside of the smoke! He denies Luna! 2 versus 4! Hysterics though with a big shot. Speakeasy's knocked down, he's out for the count! It's Digital, and Vast come up big for the Chiefs! They win out in the end. Hard-fought victory. They should have had all 3. They end up with 2. That's good enough.
Digital left it to the 11th hour, but he shows up big in the final round. The Chiefs at least get it over the line in the end. A hard-fought victory for them, and bitterly disappointing for IG. Either way, though, a spicy game of Siege, a fun game of Siege. The Chiefs finally get some points on the board.
Yeah, that's something that Raven doesn't have many of at 1 and 11 from 12 from 3 weeks now. Only one correct. I can't really speak too much. I'm 0-4 from tonight. That's how crazy and difficult the predictions are. I was 6-2 to start as well, guys. I was off to a flyer for APAC South predictions.
I mean,
Unfortunately,
you're
tonight, though.
Off to a fly like the Chiefs were.
Yeah, look, it was not a good night. But hey, fantastic performance from the Chiefs. I tell you what, it's not easy, guys, in that predicament. You lose those 3 rounds, the way that it played out, I think you wouldn't have blamed them for almost just dropping your heads a little bit and losing your mental, but they stuck fat. They were able to, regain their composure. They had a tactical timeout, and they ended up finishing off great.
Yeah, I mean, that last round really did, I guess, encapsulate their ability to hang on. It was by a thread, but they managed to pull it off, and in a confident fashion. Yes, they'll be reaping that those couple of rounds in regulation didn't go their way, but at least at the very end of the day, they did get their first dub in APAC South, and they can try to start rolling a bit of momentum and maybe set their eyes on the top 4. I don't know how realistic that proposition is, but hey, you got to shoot for the stars.
We're going to go back over to the desk where they can break down this final game of the night.
Shoot for the stars and you might get the moon instead. I don't know. There's something about that in there. Raven, if you're cursed for your prediction, I'm pretty sure the casting duo that just were, they are cursed for overtime victories. I tell you what. 2 8-7s that they've had to cast. But Raven, do you have anything to say for yourself? This is bloody woeful.
Look, if you're talking about predictions, yes, it is very woeful. But at the same time, I'm just going to start... I don't know. Actually, I don't know what I'm going to do about predictions. But at the end of the day... Look, Chiefs with a very big win there because they were on the bottom of the standings with 0 points, and they were eyeing down 3 points in this matchup, and unfortunately it did still go to that overtime, so 1 point kind of left on the table there. But at the end of the day, this is a very important win for them because they have been struggling so far in APAC South, and Invictus actually have been hitting some decent form. So to come out with this victory should give them a lot of confidence.
Yeah, it should do. And, well, one person we know that has a lot of confidence is Digital himself. Let's have a chat with him and break down what we've just seen. Digital, you look pretty calm and composed. I'm not going to lie. For the first time ever, you're not up to it.
It wasn't a minute ago. It was not a minute ago.
How are you feeling about it all? That's a very hard-fought victory. Should have finished almost in the 11th round, but you've been pushed to round 15. What's it like?
I feel like all those match point rounds, we could have easily won it, and they just keep edging out. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just relieved. Really, is one way to put it. One way to put it. Yeah, just relieved.
Yeah. All right, Raven, you can dive in here.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's really hard to unpack that match in particular. It was such a back and forth game, but now that you guys have been able to get this overtime win on the board, how are you feeling now about your APAC South run? Because it has been a bit of a shaky start.
Yeah, I mean, it was a shaky start last season as well. We're always confident going into the next game, with a confident mindset, knowing that we can win any game. So I think it's just sort of take it by game sort of thing. And we've got some good games for the rest of the season, and we're confident we can take all out, I'll say. Yeah, I don't know. The first 2 games sucked. It is what it is, but you gotta move on. Yeah, so it's just good to get this stub, and I look forward to the other ones.
Yeah, mate, I'm just going to double down on what Manic said. I've never seen you this shaken, maybe even. You definitely, I don't know, it looks like you've just been running a marathon or something, dude. But I will say, pop off, King. You absolutely nailed it. I was screaming your name. Literally, these two can vouch for that when you guys won that. But, I know you don't want me to go there, but I'm going to go there. Look, that round in the 1v1 outside garage,
oh my God,
really woeful. I'm so sorry for you. I know that there's no one who would be more critical of you than yourself. But what I want to know is, after that happens, right, you've got to move on with your life. So what do you do to make sure that you hit that next round?
I don't know. That sucks so much. Knowing I could have just ended it there. Counted the ticks wrong, and I see him, and I'm just, oh no. No, you just gotta sort of, it's one of those things where it happened, and the worst thing to do would be to dwell over it and let it affect the rest of your game. I mean, we've still got, bloody 3 rounds to go. But we had 3 rounds to go, possible 2, whatever. The worst thing there is to like sort of just drop the ball and just sort of give up. So, I mean, our psychologist Michelle would know better than any of us and would definitely be the one to tell us that it's a mindset sort of thing, and the more control you have over your mindset, I mean the more control you have over your game. So, yeah, I'm just so thankful. And that's in the 7-7. I know he's in front of me planning, and I just went, oh, he's gonna be here, and I just killed him. Yeah, it went a lot better than that round 11. But yeah, dude, should have been done there, but it's what it is.
Yeah, most things could have gone better than that. I've got one final question for you, Digital, before we let you go. What is that Cookie Monster toy doing behind you? Sorry, man.
The same thing.
Cookie Monster toy, yeah.
Man, what's with Cookie Monster?
When I went to Japan last year, it's a souvenir from there, so it's something I keep.
Sorry, you
as
went
a
overseas
nice little memory
last
from
year?
there.
This guy's a
At the start of the year, yeah. At the start of the year, yeah, when COVID wasn't a thing.
That's up to you.
Yeah, fair. All right, mate. Well, do you have any final words before we let you go?
Thank you to everyone watching. Thanks to Chiefs. Thanks to my teammates as always. And yeah, cheers for the cast, boys.
No worries. As always, Digital, it's a pleasure. We'll see you next week, mate.
See you, lads.
There you have it. It's, I guess some would say, Dev, it's 95% mental.
I was waiting for that to come out.
Yeah, honestly, that was just... I felt like I went through a whole wave of emotions watching that, and I wasn't even casting it. I wasn't even playing like Digital was. So when he came in so cold into the interview, I was really surprised. You can tell that it was just like, he's just trying to cover it up and just get through it. My God, what a relief. I don't think he could have said it any better, but holy crap, like that was quite a game. And, you know, for Digital to come on and for him to let me roast him a little bit, you know, honestly, what a character. Absolute legend. So much respect for him.
Yeah, no, he does. He's got a spirit that you can't knock, that's for sure. Raven, let's have a look at the results, and I'll let you kind of dissect how today's gone, because it really has just been insane. But I will say this. I was going to say, what a day for OS, but Knights have let us down a little bit.
I mean, it's pretty much the opposite to previous weeks, right? Like, Knights were kind of the shining light for OS, at least for the start of this stage, but it has flipped a bit tonight, and yeah, again, kind of brought balance back to APAC South. But I don't know whether I would ever describe APAC South as, like, balanced. I mean, maybe it is because everybody's competitive, but it is just constantly all over the place, and it really has just kind of, like, flipped this week. You look at some of these results, and I mean, as we go through how poor our predictions were, it wasn't just me this week. It was just a tough day to predict, and again, we've come back to it so many times.
Yeah.
It's the beauty of APAC South. All these teams are so competitive, and they can, on any given night, beat each other.
You know what? Speaking of predictions, let's have a look at this
Oh,
god-awful affair. This is horrific. Absolutely horrific. So, just for context, out of a possible, out of a possible 20 correct, and we have 3 correct answers. 3 correct answers out of 20. That is absolutely outrageous, Dev.
Oh, honestly, yeah. The fact that, the only ones that were correct was Guz predicting the wild card against the grain, and then you and me predicting Chiefs against the grain. I will say, never doubted Dig for a minute, but yeah, just what a day of upsets. So how it works is, like, obviously the bottom there is the score. Like, the first number is how many you've got right. The second number is how many you got wrong. Raven, I was just wondering, could you explain what happened with your result there?
Again, I'm just gonna try and break it to be very simple here. Somehow between stage 1 and 2, I've picked up one of the biggest esports curses I reckon exists. And so my score actually represents how many teams I did not successfully curse and how many teams I have successfully cursed. So that's all I can say.
I don't know if that's a good thing. Maybe this is like golf, Raven. The lower the number, the better the score. Let's have a look at where the standings sit after Playday number 3. And Q Confirmed still sitting on top quite clear. Absurdly so. I mean, maybe I'm incorrect in saying this, Dev, but Wildcard out in second. This is what we expected in stage 1 before we had the roster shuffle, and all of a sudden they're back on top.
Yeah, look, mate, it beats me. The fact that Wildcard are there just after 2 games, 2 wins and 1, outright loss. Kind of crazy to think. Of course, the story is not over for them yet. They have a lot of work to do. They definitely have not proven to be consistent, especially if you watch their OCN games. The big outlier for me is QC. Like 3 flawless games, not dropping a point. Very, very surprising for them. And it's also not just because of their stage 1 performance, but like you look further back and these guys have kind of struggled for quite some time now. Like you look at APAC North last year, 7th place in stage 2, 8th place in stage 1. These guys were definitely not highly rated coming into this to beat the likes of Knights and Elevate, and now they have, which is pretty amazing. Of course, they will have to stay there if they're going to get that direct invite to the major, and we've got 4 more games to go.
Raven, final thoughts on the standings as it is?
Look, it's still all incredibly tight. I mean, it's only 1 outright victory that's separating 6th and 2nd right now. As you said, Qconfirm is really the outlier there, where they've got that 3-point buffer out in first. That is actually pretty significant, I'd say, at this stage, given how close a lot of the league is. But it really has set up these next 4 matches to be the continuement of excitement, basically, with APAC South, because these standings could easily change in such dramatic ways within just a couple of those play days, let alone 4. So yeah, it's going to be a really stellar finish to the stage.
It's kind of crazy the fact that, like, outside of QC, every other team, their first 3 play days won't really play much of an effect because it's all going to come down to it. Position 2 to 8th, that's 7 spots. Only 4 points is what separates them. It's absolutely ridiculous. But, gentlemen, it's time for us to close the curtains, of course. It's been an absolute pleasure to run you all through Playday number 3 of APAC South. And we'd like to thank you for joining us, of course. We'll be here same time, same place next week. I'm sure there's probably some Siege in between, but of course, this is the one. This is the big one. This is the big league. Screw everything else. That's right. APAC South. It's right here.
Tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah, OCN tomorrow night. It's a cheeky little plug. Anyway, thank you very much. We'll see you next time, guys.